let's talk about it. This is from Monday. I didn't trade Tuesday because it's CPI. I don't know if I'll trade today because it's PPI. I'll let you know if before I make another, or before I go into another trading day. You know, I'll make a video if I do. So caught a 1-to-1 on Monday. Let's talk about what I saw. Okay. Overall, on the day for Monday, I was starting off before market open. I was neutral. Okay. Looking at what we had, right? We had this from Friday where we swept out this high and swept out this low, which kind of made a liquidity, or like not a liquidity sweep, but like an SMT right here. We made this SMT. This is on the 4-hour level right here. What I'm expecting is for us to go lower here. So it would have been a sells bias, but also at the same time, we had a bullish SMT, right? We had these lows right here getting swept, but at the same time, they didn't get swept on London Open. What made me believe that this was what I wanted to target for was the opening. We opened strong, very, 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 very strong, as you can see here. Big ass candle, big candle, boom. So I went, okay, cool. If we're gonna be targeting anything, we're gonna be going for buys. Okay. Just because there was this huge reaction right here, so I went, okay. Drew out equilibrium. Of course, it didn't hit equilibrium, but it did hit this fair value gap right here, right? So I went, okay, cool. This is where we're going to be starting to look for buys. So we hit it. This right here was the break of structure. I could have put a trade in there, but I said, you know what? I want to wait for this inverse fair value gap right here. And this caused me to go from, instead, my trade would have looked something like this, to these lows, to this first draw of liquidity, which is Asian session highs, which is a 2.2 to 1. Because I waited 1 minute, we fucking blasted, and I got a 1.1 to 1. I just wanted to wait for the inverse fair value gap. I wasn't expecting it to go that low, or that high, as quick as it did. Am I upset about it? No. You know, I still follow my plan. Just wanted to be a little more patient, a little more patient, and a little more safe. And safe I was. It took so long for this trade to be open, but it was very efficient. You know, just exactly how you'd expect a chart to be, highs and lows. I didn't want to go for this one because I was basing my trade off of balanced price action, which is, you know, if we make a very big high and a low, once, like, this whole section right here, once we get to that certain price, my guess is that we're going to go right back into that as smooth as before. Right? As you can see, like, let's say right here. Right? Or even like the 50% of this fair value. Yeah, let's say like right here. Okay. Once we got back into it, whew, straight through. On a higher time frame, it looks a little better. Boom, boom. Just like that. Even this one. Boom, 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 boom. Just like that. So, that's what I was basing my trade off of. I would have actually, for Monday, let's say I were to go by through Monday, okay? Did I have any sort of... Alright, well, let me clear this. I'll run through Monday. Let's run through Monday. Oh shit, I deleted the indicator accidentally. Okay. Hourly. Okay. So we had this data wick, of course. We had. We don't want to mark that. We had Asian session low, London session low. Let's mark these as well. Data wick, Asian session low, London session low. We also had this low on this chart. We don't have it on this chart. This chart, I mean, we had this low at some point in time. I don't know when we had it though. That's the thing. Boom. That's really all we can go for, to be honest. Maybe this, and maybe this. That would be it. Those are the only ones that I could also possibly go for. When it comes to lows and when it comes to highs, we're at all-time highs, I'm pretty sure, or we're very close to it. Not on a S&P though. S&P we're not close, but or sorry, NASDAQ. My bad. Okay, so these are our targets. We didn't really have any SMTs or anything like that, except for, you know, the major SMT, but that's more of a play in itself. It takes a while. That's kind of already been reacting. That's why the market's been kind of major bearish the past couple weeks, days, you know, kind of thing. So we didn't sweep, unless you want to count London Asian, but we swept it in New York, so we don't have to worry about that during pre-market. So this is the high we want to look for. There's also a data wick, or a data. So we sweep it. And right here, what do we get? This is the breakup structure at 950. Most likely, I don't know if I would have traded or not. But hold on, let's see. Right. Didn't get it here. And then we actually tapped into this fair value gap. 1025. Is that like news or something? What is that? 1027. That can't be fucking news. And the trade probably would have looked. Oops, sorry. Something like this. To this high. 2.56 to 1, maybe. Maybe if I was super safe, I would have waited for it to break structure, which would have been on this candle. So at the minimum, a 1.47 to 1, and it would have been a loss, because I really wouldn't have went for anything else. That's the only target. It doesn't get close. Either way, it would have been a loss yesterday. Too late in the day to be going for that high. Actually, now sweeping this. We'll probably actually go. We might go all the way down here for New York session for PPI. I wouldn't be surprised. But we had an hour and a half before PPI. Overall, I follow my rules on Friday. Or not Friday, Monday, sorry. I followed my rules on Monday. Plan worked out as good as it could be. can't do much about it. You know, that's it. Oh well. They were. But let's talk about it a little bit. Let's talk about, you know, I don't want to end the video here. I kind of want to talk to you a little bit about how I've been feeling, you know, life. So, I want to talk about it a little bit. Sorry, a cable is bothering me a little bit. Okay. So, I do want to talk about life for a second. Life is, you know, it's been great so far. Not like I can't complain. You know, it's been doing its thing. You know. Sorry. What I did want to talk about though is just, you know, enjoy what you can. Right? And why do I say enjoy what you can? Okay. The reason I say enjoy what you can is because, you know, there's beauty in everything, right? There's beauty, there's struggle, right? They coincide, right? At all times there is beauty, and at all times there is struggle. Okay? And no matter what circumstance, okay? For example, let's say, you know, I build I build a nice apartment for people, right? There's beauty, like let's say I build a nice apartment that's affordable for people, right? There's beauty in the fact that I can help these people, but there's also struggle in the fact that there are still some people that will not be able to afford what I made, as well as if it does get full, there's going to be struggle in the fact that people can't get in, right? So again, you might have heard all times, you know, you got to look at the positives with the negatives, but it really is in every situation. And I'm learning to look more towards beauty than it is towards struggle. You know, it's really easy to go, you know, my life sucks. Nothing I can do is right. You know, this sucks dick. Fucking I can't deal with this, that, and third, right? But you know what? You know what's hard? Fuck this, my life. Yes, this shit sucks, but guess what? I'm gonna enjoy it. I'm gonna fucking enjoy what I can because again, you don't know when that can be ripped apart from you. You don't know when you leave this earth. You don't know. You genuinely don't know when the fuck life is gone, bro. It could be gone like that, bro. Like that. And what can you do in that situation? You can't do anything. And it sucks, bro. It really does. It really does suck. But again, there's beauty in everything, right? Let's say I were to get, let's say I were to get hit by a car. You know, it's beauty in the fact that, like, if I were to survive, you know, no, of course there's struggle in the fact that I get hit by a car. There's a chance that, you know, I might not be able to move again, or I'll be passed away, you know, things like that. It's sustained to injuries. But there's beauty in the fact that if I were to survive, okay, I'd be able to, you know, live more, live better, maybe make a full recovery, and that's a really good thing for most people, right? Including myself. What would be also bad would be, if I were to pass away. How could there be beauty in that? But there is. And the beauty that is people will be able to celebrate the life that I did live. You know, it might not be the most beautiful thing in the world, but again, it's still beauty. People remember you. People, you know, talk about you and remember how kind you were, or how giving you were, or how loving you were. And yes, it sucks because you won't be able to be there for those people anymore. But the thing about that is, what does it matter? You know, you're passed away, you're dead. What does it matter if you're not there for people anymore? It's over. So I've just been looking towards being better, you know? Being better is the best thing I can be. And looking at the bright side of things at all times, although it's hard, is the best thing you could do, because you don't know how long you can even look at the bright side. Life could be unforgiving at times. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't. I wish everybody could fucking live in harmony and have everything they want in the fucking world, but what would that make? It's human nature for people to complain. It doesn't matter if they're at the top, the bottom, or the middle. You will always find something to complain about, right? So what does it matter for me if I'm dead? What does that do to you? As like someone that is caring for me. It does a lot to you, right? But at some point it fades, and you can never have that same fucking conversation with me again. You can't ask me how my day is going. So life is hard, right? Of course it is. But if you don't look at the bright side, you're just gonna sit there and just fucking, oh, I'm so bad, I'm this, I'm that, it sucks, life sucks, it sucks, blah blah blah. Like this shit fucking blah blah blah. But don't fucking do that to yourself, okay? You are better than that. You genuinely are. There's not a single thing that tells me that you shouldn't be better than that. Sorry, I'm looking at something. I want to see. I'm a little dumb. Is it this? No, this. No. Yes. What is this background? Sorry, I'm fucking... I just realized that I don't need this blue anymore. So I'm just trying to figure out the fuck to do. But regardless, okay, I love y'all. Just know, just to keep living, bro. Life is hard. Life sucks. But it's okay. That's perfectly okay. Just keep living and do your best, because you can't ask for much more. Love you. Keep doing your thing. Peace out. Toodle pip, motherfucker. Nah, I'm playing. That's not me.